They wrote on their front page, "Stop Rudi Deutscher now." The next day, someone got tooled up, shot him 3 times, miraculously survived this attempted assassination, but died later of his injuries. So there was a big student uprising. And yeah. Anyway, and then there was the punks and the anarchists. They're not interested in what's going on in here. Then you've got the Baader Meinhof crew. So like the students, politically led, but they were actually getting active, kidnapping people, assassinating people, essentially terrorists. Then you had the disenfranchised, marginalised, youth, etc. Now, if you were part of one of these parties going up against the government or not happy with what's happening politically, for sure you don't want to do your compulsory military service and then go and fight for your country. That's how the phenomenon of West Berlin came into play. Now, they had to come with a solution to kind of compartmentalise this problem into a small area like West Berlin, and they also had to encourage people to move to West Berlin. The capital moved to Bonn, the banking institutions moved to Frankfurt, AEG and Siemens and all that industry moved out to Bavaria. There was nothing going on in West Berlin, opportunity-wise, to make any money. But they had to encourage people to move there. So what they said is they don't have to do your military service in West Berlin. And then this encouraged all this trouble and all these parties to descend on West Berlin and to squat illegally in West Berlin, mainly around the Kreuzberg area, and then do their activism and within squats within West Berlin. So you had student squats, Red Army faction squats, some of the first gay and lesbian squats, lots of artist squats. That's when West Berlin became very alternative and very fruity and very interesting place to be, where all these creative cats kind of descended on, Bowie, Iggy Pop, etc., because it had this very alternative vibe. But with all this activity, with forcing them into this area, came a lot of bloodshed as police were raiding the squats to try and break down what was happening. But then one day it transpired that the housing minister was bribing the cops to get rid of these people so he could develop the property. Once that came to light and was common knowledge, all the squats were legalised. So you have got squats in Berlin which have been legal since the 1960s, one of which we will go past towards the end of the talk, called the Rauchhaus. Then the wall comes down on the 9th of November 1989. David Hasselhoff sings his heart out. Is everyone familiar with the Hoff?